And tonight we're on the road in Nipomo, how one of the most famous restaurants on the Central Coast developed such a strong following. Plus the energetic sounds from Nipomo's high school pep band. Come along as KCOY continues on the road tonight in Nipomo.
You're watching KCOY-12 Central Coast News.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paula Lopez.
I'm Dave Alley. Along.
And I'm Jason
That's
Steph.
right. Yeah, we are live on the road in Nipomo. It's going to be a great half hour here. We're going to take a tour of this South San Luis Obispo community, show you a little bit of local history as well. Well, speaking of history, guys, we are standing right beside the beautifully restored Dana Adobe right now. We're going to show you this building inside and out and what role it played in the creation of Nipomo.
And we are going to take you to a place whose name is synonymous with Nipomo. Of course, we're talking about Jocko's, one of the best places, if not the best place to get a steak
No
around
doubt.
here. Folks come from all over the state of California, even the world. We talked to some people who've
yes,
been
world famous.
World famous Jocko's. We're going to take you out there. For now, though, let's toss it over to Scott Hennessy in the studio for the day's top headlines.
Okay, thank you very much, Paula, Dave, and Jason. Back to you in just a moment. Let's head back outside and continue our on-the-road coverage of the Central Coast. Tonight we're in Nipomo, and that's where we find our Dave Alley.
Well, that's right, Scott. Not only are we in Nipomo tonight, we're really at the very spot where this town began about 170 years ago. This is the beautiful, historic Dana Adobe, where Captain William Dana and his family built their home and created Rancho Nipomo. Now, this was a part of a 38,000-acre-plus land grant provided by the Mexican government to Dana, who settled down here after life as a sea captain. Now fully restored, this is a state historical landmark and is a cultural experience for thousands of visitors each year, particularly school kids around this area. They all come out here to see what life was like during California's historic rancho era. Inside and out, original artifacts are displayed, including furniture, which provide an enduring links to the past.
The wonderful thing about the Dana Adobe is that we have 130 acres around us of beautiful landscape. Many of the old buildings in California are surrounded by, traffic, by cities, so we're rather unique in that regard. We have a wonderful view shed.
Now, exciting new changes are coming to the Dana Adobe, which is now named the Dana Cultural Center. Later this year, a multi-million-dollar enhancement project will begin construction. It will include a new visitors building, nature educational center, Shumash interpretive area, new walking and equestrian trails. Construction will be completed by late next year. But you can come out and visit this Adobe right now, Paula. You can come out on weekends. It's open on Saturdays and Sundays only. Saturdays from 10 to 1. On Sundays from 1 to 4. You can also make a special appointment as well. There's also special lectures and musical events that happen throughout the year.
I was talking earlier that I was out here about, let's say about the late 1980s when this was just really just a twinkle in someone's eyes.
It looked, yeah.
So fantastic to see it to come to fruition.
It looked a lot different because, as we mentioned, fully restored. Didn't look anything quite like this a few years ago.
All right, hardly recognized.
Right.
Well, still ahead on the special edition of Central Coast News at 5. Hillary Clinton could have some big competition during the 2016 elections. Find out who might be giving her a run for her money coming up.
And Jason will have your first full alert weather forecast. You're watching KCOY-12 Central Coast News at 5.
Live, Scott Hennessy, Paula Lopez, and meteorologist Jason Stiff. KCOY-12 Central Coast Local News. Live at 5.
Welcome back to our On the Road show. What a beautiful day to be on the road on the Central Coast. Absolutely gorgeous out here in Nipomo.
It's no really a big surprise, Paula, because, I can't remember what national publication, but a few years ago, Nipomo was rated as the very best weather in the entire country, Jason.
It's hard not to argue with that. Today, we've had some breezes, a lot of sunshine. Started off with a lot of fog this morning. It's May. Have to have the May gray.
That's right.
Yeah, but look at it now.
Exactly. It's beautiful. And the clouds are going to come back because that's what they do every night.
It's okay.
Until September? Not quite.
No rain in sight, though.
Yeah. Speaking of rain, now we've had some rain in Nipomo the last few months, not much. February, we actually had 1.38 inches in one single storm, but for Santa Maria, it's been pretty dry as well. We've had less than 2 inches for the entire year. We're down to 19% of where we're supposed to be for 2015, which is really bad news. But in some localized areas around Nipomo, we've actually had up over an inch of rain, which is good news, just not today. Now, temperatures around the region are still fairly mild. We had a lot of marine layer this morning, currently 63 degrees in Lompoc and Santa Maria, 67 in Paso Robles, and 61 degrees in San Luis Obispo. And it has been breezy. It's been breezy around Nipomo and other parts of the region. Gusts to 25 miles an hour with a sustained wind of 18 in Paso Robles, and also wind between 15 and 17 miles an hour in Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo. Well, around the nation, we actually have a lot more active weather in almost every other corner of the nation. We have some rain in the eastern part of the country, but especially of the Intermountain West. There's lots of rain, lots of thunderstorms, an area of low pressure that's near Arizona, just slowly spinning over the desert southwest. I wish we had some of that wet weather, but it's just not here. It's too far to the east. We still expect more in the way of low clouds and fog to start pushing on shore. A lot of that is offshore right now, but it will return, my friends. It'll be coming back tonight and again tomorrow. As we look at future casts, we do expect the increase in the clouds overnight tonight. Even just after the sun sets, we're going to have the clouds already building up, and especially for the south coast tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be tougher and tougher to get rid of it. There's actually a chance, which is really good news for us because we're so dry, for a little bit of light rain as we move into Thursday and Friday as a larger trough moves in from the area around the Pacific Northwest, an area of low pressure. So that's good news for us, but unfortunately, we're not expecting a lot of rain. Looking at some of the models earlier, most places getting less than a quarter of an inch all the way through this coming week. We would definitely take more, but it's just not in the forecast for us. So overnight tonight, expect the low clouds and fog to return to the central coast. I'm telling you, it is absolutely beautiful here in Nipomo right now. Expecting overnight lows mainly in the mid to upper 40s. A high tomorrow of 67 in Santa Maria, climbing up to 68 degrees in San Luis Obispo, and 72. A warm day with a little bit less in the way of clouds around Paso Robles. For the south coast, not really getting rid of the clouds very much. A few peaks of sunshine with highs in the upper 60s around Santa Barbara. Now, we do expect a decrease in those temperatures as we get closer to the latter half of this coming work week. There is that slight chance for some showers as we move into Thursday and Friday, but very little rain is going to fall. Temperatures dropping down to the lower mid-60s for Santa Maria, then climbing back with more sunshine. And appropriately enough, Mother Nature is bringing some sun for Mother's Day on Sunday. Those highs will climb into the 70s. Even some 80s are a possibility in other parts of the region. Let's look at your weather from beautiful Nipomo. Now we're going to get more indications on the other great parts of the Central Coast, and especially Nipomo, with Paula.
All right, Jason, thank you so much. Well, the Dana Adobe here has a long history in Nipomo, but so does another establishment. It dates back to the late 19th century. Its name is known far and wide for the juiciest steaks around. You're starting to get an idea. We're talking, of course, about world-famous Jocko's. The name Jocko's is synonymous with Nipomo. It's been here for decades at the corner of Teft and Thompson in the heart of Nipomo. It's world famous for its steaks, and we wanted to find out why. Right here inside the door, you see a picture of Jocko and Molly Knotts. Right below their picture right here is an old menu. It has to be an old menu because I gotta love these prices. Filet mignon for $3.25. Right here is a history of Jocko's restaurant posted right inside the door. In 1886, Emery Knotts opened a saloon on Teft Street in Nipomo. In 1888, a fire burned the entire block of the area of the saloon. Now check this out. Emery had 8 sons who tended bar, but during the time of Prohibition, 1920 to 1933, Jocko ran a garage and service station in Nipomo, and it's rumored that even then, Jocko sold booze, White Lightning, and homemade brew out of the trunk of his car. There are brands from all over the local cattle ranchers featured all over the restaurant here. This one perhaps the most significant. The brand of William G. Dana was recorded in Ingresos al Fondo Municipal in Santa Barbara, June 18th, 1836. It was actually the 5th brand ever recorded in the county. We're talking here to Rosemary. She's a viewer and also loves Jocko's. Tell me what you love about it.
I love the food, of course, it's great, and the customer service, and that it's local. I grew up in Nipomo, so it's always been one of my favorites. Always delicious food. like I said, the customer service is great. People are friendly. Yes, and I know people from out of town that come over here as well. They're happy with the food. It's just great.
You came all the way up from Santa Ynez to come to Jocko's. Tell us why.
The wonderful steaks. We're here for a steak, and it's a big steak, and we get leftovers, so it's wonderful here.
And worth the drive.
Worth the drive, definitely, yes.
And you could say this is where the secret of their success begins. All the meat at 4:30 in the afternoon is fired up over oak on the oak grill, ready for the dinner crowd.
Oh, at dinner time, it just gets crowded. The barbecue pit will be filled. There'll be Paulian steaks all night. Every single plate's covered. And then we got these cooks bringing out the fries, the baked potatoes. You know, this is behind the scenes action. This is where you see everything. I like that it's just like more of a family environment. You know, there's no stress. I don't have to worry about putting on like a fancy shirt.
And everybody's so friendly and happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, when people are happy with their food, you know, they're happy all over.
Not only are they known for their juicy steaks, their fries are pretty good as well. And here's the reason why. French fries made out of real potatoes, cut fresh daily. So the fries are absolutely delicious. But this is the real reason why Jocko's is so famous. It's juicy steak. And Dave, we were there at lunchtime, my photographer Herb Tuyai and I. We were there at lunch, and it was really well priced, delicious. We couldn't believe our eyes. Definitely, I can see why people come from miles and miles around.
And it was probably packed, right? Because
it was packed.
It always is. You know, it's about 1.5 miles from where we're standing right now, off to our right. I think I can smell the sense. Oh, you just can't beat it. You know, I was there on Friday, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Packed.
Doing your research, of course. Right?
Exactly. Just can't beat it.
Dinner crowd is just about starting right now, so we're going to have a live interview coming up.
We are.
As well.
We're going to speak with a board member here with the Dana Adobe, and also a docent here as well. That's coming up next after the break.
Stay with us.
Welcome back. We're continuing our on-the-road coverage tonight in Nipomo at the beautiful and historic Dana Adobe. Joining us to tell us a little bit more about that is Alan Dario, a board member here with the Dana Adobe, also a docent as well. Thanks for joining us, Alan.
Thank you.
Tell us about the historical significance that this has on the entire community of Nipomo.
Well, actually, Nipomo wouldn't be here without the original 38,000-acre Mexican land grant that was granted to William Goodwin Dana, and all of the rancho boundary of Nipomo itself is contained within. So that's one significance, but more so than that is that this place, being the only habitable area along El Camino Real, was a perfect stopping point for travelers, for lots of famous people here. John C. Fremont was one of them. We have his son-in-law, who was a signatory to the state constitution, William Amos Teft.
And Al, very quickly, what should attract folks out here? Very quickly, what draws them to the Adobe?
Well, I think one thing your viewers might have noticed is the view. Yeah. We have basically the same view shed that Captain Dana was looking at from that cupola on the top roof there. And we have this wonderful Adobe structure that our organization has worked diligently to restore over the last 14 years.
All right. Thank you so much, Al. It's so uniquely situated. You're right to bring that up. We are live on the road here in Nipomo. Dave Alley with Paula Lopez. We'll be right back with more On the Road from Nipomo.
Oh, we do expect some beautiful weather, at least for the next few hours before the gray becomes another prevalent factor in our weather make-rays here. It's going to happen. We expect more low clouds and fog tonight and tomorrow morning. It's beautiful right now, though, and we're going to have temperatures back in the 60s tomorrow, and then even cooler with a slight chance for showers by Thursday and Friday.
All right, we are so happy to be here. We're happy that you joined us. We leave you now with the sights and sounds of the Nipomo. Well, you want to get a little shout out to our latest NFL draft.
That's right. Just real quick, Akeem King of Nipomo High School, class of 2010, was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons on Saturday. First ever Nipomo high school athlete ever to be drafted by an NFL team. So congrats to Akeem.
And of course, inspired by the wonderful sounds of their marching band, we leave you with their sounds right now. We'll see you back here at 6.